You guys are here for another episode of At Home Science? Perfect! Here we go. Once Mr. Lastly gets his jacket on, and there's something else that I need. What was that? Oh, goggles! That's right. I've got them right here. Perfect. And here's what we're doing today. We're going to talk about our lungs real quick, because that's what happened in your guys' health lesson with Mrs. Scholl this week. So, you guys, actually, one of my students in my class had told me what he had learned. And he said, Mr. Lastly, I learned that when we breathe in, we're breathing in oxygen. And when we breathe out carbon dioxide. And carbon dioxide is a gas. And so far, we've talked about gases, we've talked about liquids, we've talked about solids, we've talked about density with oil, with salt water, with an egg, getting that egg to change its density. Wait a second, the egg changed its density? No. The water changed its density, and that egg floated because the water was heavier. But today, here's what you need. You need an Alka-Seltzer tablet. You need a bottle of water, and we're actually going to drink this water, so just give me a second. You're going to need water from your house. You're going to need some oil. And we've talked about using our oil, and Mom and Dad might say, Mr. Lastly, again, more oil? We're running out. You're also going to need some food coloring. And if you don't have a water bottle at home that you're like, I don't have one of those, Mr. Lastly, we can use a jar or any container that is watertight. So when I close the lid, none of my water is going to dump out if I dump it upside down. So here we go. Here's what we need to do. I want to talk about those molecules again. And I want to talk about density too, because we had talked density is talking about how many molecules are packed close together, or how heavy something is because of how many molecules are packed closely together inside of the object. So in our water molecules, so water is a liquid, and water molecules are kind of far apart, but not really. They've got some space, but they're moving around a little bit too. Now, there's our liquid. Now, if I go this way and our molecules get closer together, we've learned and talked about that is what a solid looks like. And then we've talked about our gas. And you're right, gas does come out of your body, but let's come back to having our manners and being respectful. Gas molecules are all around, and they're spread out really far, and they're going crazy. Now, here's what I want to talk about. Because when we talk about these Alka-Seltzer Plus tablets, or emergency tablets, they all have something that happens when we put them inside of water. They start to create some bubbles, right? And those bubbles end up doing something when they come to the top of the water. Check it out. If I shake this, I have an emergency tablet in there, and look at the bubbles at the top. And if we listen, we can hear those bubbles fizzing inside of my water bottle. Now I want to do something real quick, and maybe this is one thing that we do only in our video for today. Because as I slowly, good thing I have my safety goggles on, because as I slowly pop off or turn off my lid, watch what happens. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Whoa! And it's because those bubbles were doing something when they came up to the top. They were releasing, wait a second, this would be a perfect time for you guys to make a prediction. So go ahead and do so. Now, you guys are back, and I want to talk about those bubbles for a second. Because those bubbles were releasing something in that bottle. And it showed it to you guys when I untwisted the cap. They were releasing a gas. Today, we're going to do this kind of quick now. And we are going to wait a second, Mr. Lastly, rewind. We are going to put our oil into our jar. And we're going to fill it up until our jar is almost completely full of the oil. So we're going to use this, and this is something that you guys can keep around the house because it's going to be something really cool. We're making science right now. We're making it happen. And when I fill up this jar almost to the top with oil, pause there. I'm going to stop with a little bit of space towards the top. So I want you to fill up about 3/4 of your container full of oil, and then we're going to fill the rest full of water. And you're going to say, wait a second, Mr. Lastly, we've already done this. But wait, because today we're doing something extra cool. So I'm going to fill the rest of my container up with water, and there you have it. Okay, we're done. See you guys. Have a great rest of your day. Kidding. I wouldn't do that to you. Okay, so our oil's sitting on top. It's less dense than our water that's sitting on the bottom. Now here's the fun part, because here is where we add some food coloring. That's right, food coloring. But you don't need a lot, just a few drops. And let me go ahead and show it up here so you guys can see. Here it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mr. Lastly likes even numbers. 5, 6. There we go. And look at that. What are those food coloring droplets doing? Go ahead and pause your video. I'll see you here in just a second. You're back for more science. Here we go. Our water droplets now have gone to the bottom of the jar, and they've joined up with our water. Now the next part is where we get to see our liquid and our gases reacting together. But we're not going to put the lid on super tight, but we are going to break our Alka-Seltzer tablet. There it is. And I want to break it into about 4 pieces. I want to break it out into about 4 pieces. I grabbed 2 because I only have 2 hands. And I want to drop these tablets into our jar. Okay? Are you ready? We're going to drop this one in 3, 2, 1. Do you guys see it? It's like we have a homemade lava lamp. There's bubbles coming up to the top. I'm going to put in another piece on this side. Let's see if we can get some more bubbles going in our jar. Do you guys see those bubbles rising to the top? And those bubbles are doing something really cool. That Alka-Seltzer tablet is releasing a gas. And that gas is the same gas that made the lid shoot off of my bottle from earlier. So we just made an at-home lava lamp using water, oil, science, density, a liquid, and a gas. And it's really cool. Do you guys see those droplets starting to rise to the top? They come up because they're full of that gas, but when they release the gas at the top, they start to float back down. You guys go ahead and give it a try, but remember, only if mom and dad say so. And only in the name of science can we do science for at-home science. And last thing, enjoy this sweet homemade lava lamp, but don't put the lid on because gas is expanding when it gets to the top. But you can put your finger over the top and you'll be able to feel that gas. Now, when our gas is completely done and it is dissolved in with our water, look what's happening to those water droplets. They're starting to rejoin at the bottom of my jar. So when our gas is completely done, you can keep this lava lamp for as long as you want. Not too long because it'll get kind of stinky, but you can put your lid on and we can put it on real tight so we know that there's no water that's going to come out. And watch this. When I tilt it sideways, there's that blob. And before you go, if you guys don't do our at-home science or mom and dad says no, at least leave me with this answer. Leave me with this answer. Why does that bubble or that blob inside of my jar travel together? Watch real close. So cool. All right, you guys, enjoy your Friday and have a great weekend. Hopefully you enjoyed our at-home science for today. I'll see you next time for episode...
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Last week was episode 4 or 5. Oh, episode 5 was last week, so this has got to be episode 6? I don't know how many more episodes we have left with our online learning, so enjoy these ones, and if you want, you can go back and watch the ones from the previous weeks. I'll see you guys next time.